Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday, November 13th. It's been a chilly week, but hey, now I'm sure that we're live. You're now live, Facebook. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well, whether you caught my first few seconds. Yesterday, we won the Ant Mini Award for the best app, CTisus iQuiz 25. Excellent app, worth your time getting, worth the cost, which is for free. Yes, on the iPhone, the iPad, the iMac, any but not on Google, unfortunately. But that's the way it is. This was our 14th Ant Mini Award, our 6th, I think, in apps. So we're very proud. Sarah, Lily, do an amazing job, and we thank everybody for acknowledging us. There are a lot of good apps, but we number one, and you can read about it on antmini.com. So that's all I gotta say, and you could see it back there, a bunch of our wins from the past. Anyway, let's see what else. I guess it's coming real fast. We're in the middle of November, the holidays, and it's a fast to Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving. I got to get a haircut, that reminds me. Thanksgiving and to Christmas is very, very quick this year. We have some good speakers, some good lectures, some good articles we've published. So I think things are going well. We're trying to get renewal of our grants from the Lustgarten and Angel Foundations, which I believe is going well. So I'm very excited about that. So anyway, let's cut to the chase. Today we're speaking about benign hepatic tumors. When you think about benign hepatic tumors, the most common thing you'll think about is a liver cyst. 10-15% of patients have them. They can be small, they can be large. Most are in the 1 centimeter range. They can be single, they can be multiple. They can grow over time, but an easy diagnosis. The second thing we think about is hemangioma. Incidental lesion, again, up to 10% of the population. With contrast, early, you'll have peripheral enhancement, and the enhancement, which goes from the periphery, will then fill in the lesion. Smaller lesions are more apt to fill in than larger lesions. Giant hemangiomas are considered those 5 centimeters or better, but you don't need to have the entire lesion fill in. In the old days, we used to think about it that way. Now is that early peripheral puddling. Neither Mets nor other malignant tumors like primary hepatoma get peripheral puddling. You can have rim enhancement, but that's like circumferential. It's totally different than peripheral puddling, with the puddling then filling in and the lesion becoming isodense over time. Hemangiomas have no malignant potential. They can grow over time. Theoretically, they can bleed, but my experience is even large hemangiomas, the only time they bleed is if someone biopsies them, which is not what you want to be doing. Third lesion, focal nodular hyperplasia, more common in women. It's a lesion that is bright on the arterial face, but only as bright as the IVC, not the aorta. It then quickly becomes isodense or hypodense as you go to venous and delayed phase imaging. By delayed phase imaging, it's typically gone. It may have a central scar, it may not. We used to say a central scar was specific for patients with FNH, but the issue is that almost any lesion, including malignancies, can have scars. So that's not a good thing, but it's that brightness, only as bright as the IVC, and then filling in over time, that becomes critical. We then, when you mention FNH, you also talk about hepatic adenomas. Hepatic adenomas theoretically can become malignant, so there's always a concern of hepatic adenoma becoming hepatoma. Hepatic adenoma, the biggest reason for resecting is because they can spontaneously bleed. Hepatic adenomas are often vascular, often multiple. They do become isodense, or they become less dense over time, but not isodense like FNH. So that can be a very good differential diagnosis. As I mentioned, hepatic adenomas can bleed. There's also the chance of malignancy. We talk about other lesions, biliary cystadenomas, which kind of now emerge with cystadenocarcinomas. We used to talk about cystadenomas as benign lesions of the biliary tree. What else do we see in the liver? Something that's not considered a lesion but acts like a lesion, fatty infiltration, particularly focal fatty infiltration, can simulate a lesion, particularly on venous phase imaging. Again, the geographic profile makes it fairly easy. Things like abscesses, which can be cystic, can simulate a cyst. We talk about hydatid cysts, but there are typically daughter cysts present. We talk about amoebic abscesses, but there's rim enhancement, there's septations. And so you're not going to confuse abscesses with tumor or with cysts in all likelihood. Again, patients are also going to be symptomatic with hydatid disease or amoebic abscess. Both are going to be febrile. So that's really not going to be a possibility, hopefully, in your scenario. So with that, I've gone through some of the benign cystic lesions. I see Lydiana from New York, outside of the burbs, is saying hi, and I'll say hi, Lydiana, as well. I know a lot of people, I see other people, but I don't know their names, and people will be watching this later on today. But anyway, we'll stop there. Again, I'll thank everybody for voting for us for the Ann Minnie Award, and we won. So I had to write something, for Ann Minnie, which is always very nice. I always say we love to be nominated, but the truth is we only are concerned about winning, and that we're already looking for number 15 next year. Anyway, with that humble comment, I'll wish everybody a great day and see you soon.